Hey, good day. We're about to go out and canvass like we do every day, sometimes at least twice a day. And it's a beautiful day, and my team is ready to hit the doors because that's the way this campaign is going to be won, by talking to voters and bringing new ideas, as well as listening to voters, but bringing new ideas about how we want to expand people's thinking about what this city should be. And that's what brings me to my topic for today quickly, something called Measure 119. The freedom for cannabis workers to unionize. And it's a terrific ballot measure that just qualified, and it was put together by Local 555. I'm pleased to be endorsed by Local 555, along with more unions than any candidate in the city, because this is a labor-powered campaign. And Dan Clay and his team really are quite innovative in thinking about how to get workers new power. For whatever reason, and I don't want to get into the weeds about this, cannabis workers are in this little gray area in terms of coverage under the awful, terrible labor laws, the federal labor laws. And let's be very clear, if we had decent labor laws, decent federal labor laws, millions of workers would be in unions, millions of more workers would be in unions, and especially because those labor laws would prevent the kind of union busting that happens every day. The truth is that millions of workers would be part of unions, more than we have today, if it wasn't for the multi-billion-dollar campaign by anti-union employers who pay these union-busting consultants a ton of money to basically intimidate workers and prevent them from joining the union and exercising their legal right to be part of a union. So Dan Clay and his folks came up with Measure 119. And essentially what it does is it really gives us, the people of Oregon, the power to give power to cannabis workers. And how does that work? If we pass this ballot measure, every cannabis dispensary or processor or anybody involved in the industry, when they want to get a license, and essentially when you get a license, you're getting a license thanks to the people of Oregon. In order to get that license, you have to agree to a labor peace agreement, which is a pretty simple idea, right? It basically says that you, the employer, will not intimidate workers and prevent a union from communicating with workers and trying to unionize them. What I love about this, even beyond what it's going to do, is the thinking and the idea that we have to expand the rights of the people in every workplace. Because of these terrible federal laws, if we keep ourselves and restrict ourselves to the way the federal laws are defined today, people will not have dignity and respect at work. They won't get decent pay increases. They won't have decent retirement. They won't have rights at work. And truly, if you look at every single movement, the civil rights movement, in fact, the labor movement back in the 1920s, the women's rights movement, the LGBTQ movement, every single movement did one thing. They were creative. They thought, let's expand our thinking beyond the four corners of what exists today. Let's in fact ignore or push the current laws and establish new rights and new laws. That's what I hope to bring, by the way, to the City Council. If we keep thinking the way we've done for the last decades, and if we elect a City Council that just wants to do business as usual, we won't improve the lives of our people. We have to think outside the box. We have to expand our thinking. That's what this campaign is all about, and that's what this ballot measure 119 is all about. So I'm going to urge everybody to support this. I hope all those candidates out there, some of whom I call photo op labor candidates, people who all of a sudden appear on picket lines because they want to get an endorsement from a union, let's show your true support for unions. Endorse this measure, campaign with it, tell people at the doors about this measure, because this is about giving the rights of workers in this industry. Thanks, and off we go to canvas.